Next speaker, I would like to call upon Yasmine Saad. Hello, Yasmine.
Hello, how are you?
Let me share the short biography of Yasmine. Dr. Yasmine Saad is an international best-selling author and top-rated NYC licensed clinical psychologist with an national and international reputation. Her UCU methods leads you to see you and the essence of love that is behind everything that happens inside and outside of you. She is the founder of Medicine Park Psychological Services, a premium therapy and assessment group in NYC, awarded Best Business in the category by 3 Best Rated for the past 4 years. Her practice serves patients from all identities and cultures and embodies Dr. Saad's unique approach to identity, body, mind, and spirit. Her team has helped thousands of adults, couples, and children achieve wellness in a short amount of time. Yes, the stage is all yours for the next 30 minutes.
Hi, everyone. So nice to see you. So nice to meet you. So I would like to talk to you today about your thoughts and your emotions. Have you ever had a thought that came out of nowhere and you wonder why? What was going on? Have you ever had an emotion that suddenly came out of the blue? You were feeling totally fine, and then suddenly you were not feeling so good. What happened? Did you ask yourself what happened? How did it happen? What happened? You had positive thoughts, you had positive emotion, and suddenly your mood and your thoughts shift. What is happening here and then? I'll share with you a simple short stories that led me to realize that all your thoughts and all your emotions are coded messages from your mind and your body. And they're here to show you the way. They're here to signal something to you. And so if you decode them, you will find your way. So here's my short story. I was feeling great. And one day I started feeling upset when I was thinking about my assistant. I had an assistant, which I liked and was doing a good job for me. But each time I started thinking of her, I started getting more and more upset and more frustrated and more angry. And I had no reason why to be frustrated and angry. And it made no sense to me whatsoever. So I started analyzing myself. And like many of us, I went with, what's wrong with me? What's going on there? Just to realize that there was nothing wrong with me. What if I was picking up something? What if I knew something and that inner knowing was translating into a thought, into emotion? This is the theory that I came up with. After a few months, I started realizing that that actual assistant was doing things that were absolutely not correct for my business, all behind my back. And technically I had no idea, but did I have no idea? I actually was feeling frustrated and upset with her for no reason. Could that be related? Could I know? I believe we are like an antenna. We actually pick up the messages around us and within us. And so when something is off, it shows up in feelings and in emotion. What if my upset feelings were signaled for me? And what if I listened and looked more deeply? Maybe I would have seen what this assistant was doing. So I want to share with you the idea that your thoughts and your emotion are really coded message, and they're here to signal something for you. And I want to go a bit deeper by helping you analyze your thoughts and your emotion. So I want to take the emotion of frustration. Most people, when they're frustrated, they feel like, what's wrong with me? Am I being a bad person for being frustrated or angry? I should not be frustrated or angry. It's useless. So people try to disregard their negative emotion. They try to push them away. And they try to be positive and kind and nice. But actually, being frustrated is just a sign that you have unmet desires. Because it's only when what you have in reality does not satisfy you that frustration comes up. You start being frustrated. Frustration comes from unmet desires. And the frustration is pushing you towards action, is pushing you towards change. That is what frustration is about. So I encourage you to look at your frustration from a different angle, a different perspective, because frustration is good for you. It's coming to help you. So that is the idea. Frustration is a signal from inside the body. It's like a child pulling at your sleeve and saying, pay attention. You are not happy right now with your current reality. You desire something better. So instead of looking at frustration as something wrong, look at it from a place of, it's showing me the way. It's showing me what I want. Can I get that? Can I create a life with what I want? And instead of focusing on what you can create on the outside, let's create something on the inside. So I'll give you a simple example. Let's say you're frustrated because your boss does not treat you well. Well, underneath you're desiring a boss that treats you respectfully, that is respectful, that treats you fairly. Let's try to create that. You might not be able to change your boss. So then what do you need to do to realign your life to have a boss that treats you fairly or nicely? Or can you change your perspective to see that maybe your boss is being respectful? Maybe a boss frustrated with you is a boss pushing you towards a higher potential. And maybe that is being respectful. You might not like the way, but the intention is for better and improvement. Does that help lower your frustration if you change your perspective? What happens then? So I encourage you to look at all of this to see, what is your frustration telling you? What are the tools that you can implement that will help you realign and shift, either in the external world or the internal world? Is it from a place of mindset? Is it from a place of changing your life, changing your boss? Is it a place of creating a life within you and around you that is aligned with that concept of fairness? That is what I want to share with you today, that your thoughts and your emotion are here to lead you to a better future. They're based on your present, they're based on your past, and they're aiming for a better future. And they will be signal coded by your mind through problems, because you see, your mind is a problem solver. When it's not aligned with what's happening in your life, it will show you things in form of problems, negative thoughts. Your thoughts will have a taint of what's missing, what's wrong, how can you solve it? The key is, of course, not to believe those thoughts. Like, for example, if you were to think, you're not good enough, this is not a thought to believe. But that thought is a representation of where you are right now. Where you are right now, you are not showing up in a way that you feel is your potential, you feel represents you. And therefore, it gets translated into a thought of, I'm not good enough. In reality, what you want is to understand that that thought, I'm not good enough, is pushing you for a better future, is pushing you to become good enough. And what does good enough mean? Good enough means to show your potential, to align with your value, your moral value, to show your talent. So there's something within you that knows that you're not showing up in a way that you would like. So I really encourage you to look at what is happening. How come you're not showing up? What will help you to show up? What are the obstacles in your way, in your outside life and in your mental life that prevent you from showing up? And how can we look at them as those obstacles as protection that you have set up? Because in reality, we have all protected ourselves. Maybe you chose a path of safety instead of a path of showing who you are. And so you're paying a price for that safety. Can we step outside that safety? Can you establish safety differently so that you can show up in the world the way you would want? You see how that thought of not being good enough is pushing you to a different level? But to really get the message of that thought, to really benefit from that thought, you have to ask yourself the questions. The first one is, what is the intention of that thought? And so usually the intention is the contrary of the thought. If you believe you're not good enough, the intention is to be good enough. That's pretty simple. But the next question is, what is preventing me from being good enough? And really taking a close look at your life and examining, and you will see that you choose a path that benefits you, but that costs you. So the benefit can be safety. The benefit can be not failing. The benefit can be feeling still good about yourself because you haven't really shown up your potential. And so there was no failure, no nothing. So you can always say, well, that wasn't me. That could be it. Not wanting to be responsible for one's failure. Look within and ask yourself, how are you benefiting from what's preventing you from becoming who you want to be? And then once you discover that, the third question is, what do you need to tweak in your mind, in your way of thinking about things, so that you can get to your next level of growth? What can you tweak in your external life to get to that next level of growth? Maybe you want to surround yourself with people who will push you, who will help you find a different level of comfort, who will help you understand yourself. Like psychologists like me do that all the time. So if that's something you need, feel free to reach out. I have a group practice where we help a lot of people get to their next level of growth. We show you how your thoughts and your emotion have a meaning, have a purpose, have an intention. And that intention is for your good, is for your future, is to get you to a better place. And so the idea is not to simmer in the negative, not to believe the negative, but to see the intention behind the negative. Because if your mind was giving you positive thoughts, you wouldn't be even paying attention. But because it's unpleasant thoughts, because you're feeling unpleasant emotion, you have to pay attention. Because who wants pain? No one. You will be more determined to solve a problem if it is a problem than to grow if there were no problems. So the mind translates everything into a problem to push you forward. The difficulty is a lot of people believe their mind. They become one with their thoughts. And so you want to create a space between you and your thoughts so that you can observe them, so that you can think about them, so you can understand that there's something within you that created that thought, and that something within you is for you. You are the one who is creating this thought, and you're creating for yourself. Your mind might not be able to understand it, but deep within, there's inner wisdom shining through. So with my simple steps, you can understand that inner wisdom and go to your next level in your life. I want to give you a different example. I want to talk right now about loss and grief. A lot of people are very sad when they have loss and grief. And again, they become one with the loss and grief. They start thinking that they are missing someone so tremendously that the pain is devastating. They're not able to take a distance and see, how come I'm experiencing this through that lens? As you know, a lot of people who have loss and grief become angry, or they become in denial, or they sink in the pain, or any other option. So ask yourself, how come you're taking a particular path? How come a particular option? That path and option is for you, has a message for you. So let's say you're feeling sad out of having lost someone and you're in deep sadness. What is the message? Well, what is the sadness showing you? The sadness is showing you that you are missing a connection. You're feeling a loss. So whoever says loss means there was something more beautiful that you had that you no longer have. So the sadness is a sadness out of missing that more beautiful. And so that sadness is pulling your attention to recreate that beautiful connection. But your mind doesn't know how. So I encourage you, if you have lost someone and you're feeling sad, what was the beauty of that connection? What was the beauty that you're missing? And how can you recreate that beauty from you to you? So a lot of people who lose a loving one and miss that person, what they miss is the love that person gave them, what that person represented to them, the way that person made them feel. So here's the idea, is that you're missing that for yourself. You are not able to make yourself feel so special, make yourself feel so loved. And that sadness is really here to call your attention, to tell you, you are in loss because you crave that beauty. You want that warmth. You want that love. Pay attention, recreate it. And how can you recreate it? You can think about what that person would have told you. You can really become their voice within you. You can look at, who are you and what makes you so beautiful? What makes you so talented? What makes you you? You have a unique constellation of skills, of talent, of personality traits. Are you honoring them? Are you loving yourself for them? Most people believe they're just normal. There's nothing special about them. But that cannot be true, because no one has the same constellation of traits. Maybe you are someone who likes to make sense of things. Maybe you are someone who also have a sense of design. Maybe you are someone who just can do any task and can do any skills and good at multitasking. All those are special. The other person does not have that. You don't have to be above someone to be special. You have to appreciate the uniqueness of who you are. And when you do that and you instill love to you, do you still miss the love of that person? And if you still do, that means there is a love from you to you that you're still missing. What is it about? So look back. Is it warmth that this person was giving you? So therefore, can you treat yourself with a lot of warmth? Can you change your mindset about everything that's happening within you and outside of you to bring that warmth? That is the idea here, that the missing, the loss, the negative feeling, the negative emotion are here to guide you. But in order to get that message, that guide, you want to start thinking about, what is that thought telling me? What is that emotion here to show me? So don't dive in the depths of the pain. think about the depth of that pain and think about what it's here to ignite. Pain is here to bring light, to bring health, to bring wisdom, to bring you to your next level. Pain is not here to make you sink. It's not this darkness that is here to engulf you. It's the darkness that is here to make you fight for the light. It's here to show you something. It's here for you to pay attention. So that is really the idea here. You will pay so much more attention when you have pain than when you don't. So I really, really, really encourage you to ask yourself those deep questions. Sadness is only here because you are in touch with another beautiful way of being, and you don't have that other way. And so can you appreciate how clever you are? Can you appreciate your own wisdom? You have within you a connection to beauty, and you're aspiring for it, but it is not in your present life. In your way of thinking, in your way of connecting to yourself and other, it is not there. And therefore sadness is coming in because you have a craving for it. So I gave you a few tips about how to find the message behind your thought and emotion. Now, this is a new idea for you, so that might be a little bit difficult. If you need to reach out, feel free. We are here to help you. The knowledge that I shared with you, it's basically using ancient Eastern wisdom to cure modern Western problems. I bring you harmony out of harm. I bring you liberation out of limitation. This is the blend of Eastern and Western. This is East meets West. That every single human being is an energy being full of wisdom. Everything within you is pulsing with energy. Every cell within you is fighting for growth, for life, for better, for connection. The energy within you wants better, wants the next. And that is translated by the mind as a problem to solve. How can I get to the next? So if you can really understand that your mind is only translating inner wisdom that's pulsing through your body, through thoughts and emotion. And when you are fully aligned with yourself, when you're fully happy, your thoughts are positive. We have all experienced this, right? You go on vacation and you feel great because this is so aligned with what you want in that particular moment. There's no reason for the mind to create a problem. There's no need for any growth. It's perfect in the moment. But when it's not perfect or harmonious in the moment, the mind picks up a message of inner wisdom that is flowing through you and translated into a problem to be solved, and negative thoughts and negative emotion. So I hope I have helped you to see your negative thoughts and negative emotion differently. And now you can apply this to your life. This is about igniting women to get to the next level of power, igniting men to be in the next level of power, igniting every single human being. So when something is coming your way that you see as an obstacle, could it be your growth opportunity? Could it be that this is coming to you to help you grow? Could you see it that way? Because if an obstacle comes, you're going to put a lot of effort to overcome it. And you're going to get a lesson out of it. You're going to get a growth opportunity. But if life is easy and everything is smooth, well, you're not going to put much effort into expanding yourself, discovering new aspects of yourself. But when an obstacle comes, you have no choice. You have to work on your mindset. You have to work on your thoughts, your emotion, your perspective. You have to work on your behavior. Everything within you is ignited to go to the next level. Because once you overcome that obstacle, you gain so much wisdom about what happened, who you are, and where you can go on your potential. So can you embrace obstacles the same way that you can embrace negative thoughts and emotion? Can you look at everything as a growth opportunity? Because the reality is every suffering, every pain, every obstacle, every negative event, every negative thought, and every negative emotion is here for you to find a way to go deep within to find the inner wisdom to deal with it. When life is easy, you don't need to expand yourself. You don't need to go within. You don't need to find the next way to move forward. But when it is negative, you do. And the growth is tremendous. So can we have a different perspective towards the negative? Can we see truly that the negative is here for us? It's here for our own growth, because it's definitely there for you. So I really encourage you and I invite you to look at what's happening in your life, in your mind, and in your body as an opportunity for growth. In traditional Chinese medicine, the body is linked to the mind. And when you have pain, it's really energy moving through a place of stagnation. It's painful because it's almost like you have a barrier and it's pushing through in order to break it. So can you see life that way? Can you see that when you have a body ailment, it's calling your attention? It's life calling your attention. You have pain in that area. You carry pain. What is that pain? What can you do for that pain? And so there's certain body parts that are linked to certain emotions and thoughts. And we all know that. So for example, you know that when you're anxious, you have butterfly in your stomach. You have stomach aches. Everybody knows that. But nobody really thinks that each time you have a digestive problem, maybe you have issue digesting at the mind level too. Maybe you are somehow over chewing, over digesting, you're anxious. Can you look at your stomach pain as digestion pain? And we digest with our mind, not only with our stomach. And I'll give you a direct example how we digest life events through our stomach and our mind. If I'm about to eat a very fancy meal right now, and I get a news that my mother passed away, it will shut my appetite. I will have no longer an appetite. I digested with my stomach a thought and an event, and it had a direct impact on my stomach. So there's a direct communication between your thoughts, your life, and your body. And so when you have digestive issue, could it be a signal that you're digesting too much on your mind? I encourage you to think about it those ways. Ask yourself the question, what is this related to? We also know, like when we have pain on our shoulders, we carry too much on our shoulders. Everybody knows shoulder pain is about carrying too much. So in that moment, what is it that you're carrying? Are you feeling in charge of your family well-being or your family financial wealth? Are you in charge of what's happening in the world? You have a big mission on your shoulder. Are you carrying too much? So what will help you carry less? Can you surround yourself with a group of people so you have a team carrying rather than you carrying? Can you see that only if you are healthy and wealthy, then you can support others? So let's tread the weight and let's just carry you first. And when you have a little bit of extra, carry what you can carry. Life is showing you through your body, your mind, your thoughts, your emotion, and the life happening around you, What is your next growth opportunity? Pick up that next growth opportunity. It is for you. Let's all inhale and exhale. Life is for you. And I know sometimes it's very painful. And I know sometimes it's very hard to think this way. But take a little bit of distance. Observe your thoughts, your mind, and your emotion. And you will see the gifts behind everything that's happening within you and outside of you. I'm Dr. Yasmine Saad, and it's my honor to speak to you today. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Dr. Yasmine. It was a nice talk and how to improve your inner soulful leadership and everything. So a big applause to Yasmine. So we move on to our next speaker, Dr. Elisa. Hello, Dr. Elisa.
Hello there. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening.
Good morning. For you, good morning, right, Doctor? Good morning, and a short bio for Dr. Elisa. Dr. Elisa has offered integrative eye care, natural eyesight improvement since 1987. She holds a Bachelor of Science degree in Biological Sciences